It's Tuesday, February the 7th, and I'm in Bath, North Carolina, down in Pamlico County. I was talking to a colleague and friend from the world of substance abuse who is also a faithful member of the church, who loves the Lord and has a real heart for ministry. And we met through substance abuse preventions and trainings. And I was sharing with him that I had made trips, and I make trips to kind of take care of myself, that mental health, spiritual health, and development is so critical to me at this stage in my life. Fortunately, it is, but I wished I certainly could have gotten the message earlier. I didn't, but I'm still here, and I have the opportunity today to just address this by making my trip from Raleigh. It's a gosh, I wish I could have all of you here with me, but then you'd be talking so much. Rather than getting into it, I would probably regret it. The trees, the water, very few people. My understanding, Bath has about maybe somewhere 300 or 400 actual residents, and I don't know if it's actually more than that. But just coming here and just driving here and just being in awe of the beauty of what just lies around us in North Carolina. There's so many places in the world, but every now and then in a home state, you have to find these little spots. And when you find these spots, they will allow you to make these day trips, turn your music on, and then you just spend your time enjoying the moment. Sometimes you have to step out of the pastoral stuff, the church stuff, the family stuff, and touch base with yourself as a human being. I'm not into so much therapy today about my mistakes in the past, because that was in my more younger days, and I've been forgiven. I have to forgive myself. Yet it also nags at me. But when I'm in an environment like this, I'm kind of like with the present Michael, that continuously developing a future by accepting forgiveness and healing, and learning how not to respond in a negative way toward my disappointments in life, and just see them as what they are, living. Very much what life is. People are who and what they are. They're becoming who and what they become. And same thing for me. So, I don't have a grasp on this thing called life, other than what the Christ has shown me. And I made so many videos, and I'm always talking about having been grounded in the Lord Jesus Christ all my life. And I've actually never known a time when Jesus was not the center of my life. Even at the times, I certainly was driven by the flesh, but I think that that's what this great salvation is that God makes you aware of who He is. He makes you aware of who you can be. And He continues to foster a relationship of holiness. On a day like today, just listening to the birds chirp, enjoying the moment. I know that there are people in pain. There are people who are suffering. There are people who are mourning and grieving and having much anxiety, dealing with life and death and mental health and substance abuse addictions and political and religious issues, and just so much that we face in life every day. But on this particular day, this moment for me is just that moment where I just want to be a person who is learning a little about this thing called life. I still have this desire not to harm anybody. I have this desire just to be. And sometimes I find myself wanting to strike out at people because some of the things that I think they say are stupid, and they really are saying stupid things. That don't make them stupid people. But sometimes people say some stupid stuff, and I still remember I say stupid stuff too. Now, I don't pretty much know what that is, but I know it when someone says it. And so my joy and my peace in life is to make sure that I kind of keep personal stuff to myself, or personal opinion. But I just have to be bold when it comes to speaking of the Christ. And we're at such a time today that there's so many different thoughts, there's so many different beliefs, and sometimes you just got to stand, because if you don't, people will walk over you. And so to stand means that you're not going to get walked over, but you're not walking over anyone else either. So kind of that day where I just want to enjoy today. There is this marker here, the Bath African American Episcopal Zion Church. And this site marks the former location of the Bath African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, the AME Zion denomination, chartered in New York City in 1801, began in the 1790s when discrimination against African American Christians forced them to form their own churches. Constructed sometime between 1895 and 1900, architectural excavations conducted in 1997 indicated a 20 feet by 30 feet timber frame structure resting on brick piers. No photographs of the church are known to survive, but it looks much like the drawing to the right, based on the oral histories of Bath residents and archaeological findings. Little is known about the church or its congregation, but it appears that membership dwindled until the last service in the mid-1940s. The building eventually fell into disrepair and disappeared from public landscape around 1995. The cast iron bell to the right is the only remaining artifact of the AME Zion Church that called members to worship. Thanks be to the preservation efforts of a neighboring property owner, the bell is once again in the place on the former church lot. Parishioners are buried in the cemetery to the left of the cemetery marker, dedicated in 1996, and contains the name of the, I can't see what that is. Religious institutions like the AME Zion Church played a major role in African American social and political development, and the Bath Church helps convey that important story. So this historical marker, there again, it's for a person like myself who's interested in religious, social, and political stuff. I'm a sociologist and somewhat of a psychologist by my being, the nature of who I am, and how people function, how we treat each other, and all the stuff that's associated with it is important to me. And I think I'll probably always be a lifelong learner who searches out this kind of information. The very thing that drives me is to be better prepared so that when I have a conversation with someone, I can have a conversation that has some meaning to it. I don't want to come on this earth and learn nothing and just simply die. I don't want to come in to breathe and that's it. That's just not me. So far I have been blessed to not have that happen. I really have been blessed, and so much more to me that I'm able to express because, I don't have people who kind of roll with me and understand life the way I do it, which is okay. But every now and then, it's just good to talk to like-minded people. Most pastors and preachers and Bible teachers I know, they're really heavy into that Bible, but they're not very much into social and political stuff, which is all over the Bible, all in it. Jesus certainly dealt with it, but anyway, that's a whole nother subject. It's just good. I'm just trying to express wow, I'm just overwhelmed by the moments that I've been blessed by God to be a part of today. This is a refreshment to my soul. I don't know whose property some of this stuff is, so I'm looking before I go too far. I don't want to walk out here on somebody's private property and something bad happen. Okay, well, look, enjoy the day. And today is just a day that was set aside for you and I to really enjoy. Say a prayer for somebody, smile at somebody. Here I go again, forgive somebody. Eat something a little different. Try something else. You're eating the same meal all your life since you were a child. And all of these people that God has all over the earth, not everybody's out to choke you to death or to poison you. Somebody besides your mama and your aunt and your grandmama can cook a good meal. And it's just good to be able to share in the world that surrounds you, to share in God's love and His mercy. Anyway, another rambling video from Michael L. Dublin, Sr. In Bath, North Carolina on this February the 7th, 2023.